You're watching Cable 10 Live here on Monday, April 13th. I'm your host, Sarbrana. Welcome to the show. Thanks for watching. As always, we're live, and we'd love it if you gave us a call, 905-848-5483. And as every week, we have some great, exciting topics lined up for you. We're going to begin the show today with something that takes place right in our backyard every year, and it's wonderful to be a part of it, and it's wonderful to chat about it. It is none other than Carassauga, and I'm going to welcome in the studio my guests, Gabby Mamone and Stephanie Eby. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in. Much appreciated. Is it still raining outside?
A little drizzly.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, let's hope that sort of figures its way out
right
at the end. But welcome, and thanks for coming in. So let's chat about Carassauga. Let's start with you, Gabby. Let's talk about the overview, the mission statement of Carassauga, how many years it's been around for our viewers that I can't imagine who may not be familiar with it, but if in case they're not.
Sure, no problem. Carassauga, this is our 30th anniversary this year.
Wow,
yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We're very excited about that. It takes place every last full weekend in May. So this year it's May 22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
Okay, great.
And it takes place throughout Mississauga. So many pavilions, what we call them, are at the Hershey Center. We've got some community centers, some churches and groups throughout the city.
Wow.
And what it is, it's Ontario's largest multicultural festival.
Wonderful.
And Canada's second largest multicultural festival.
Canada's second largest.
Right.
What a big honor.
I know it is, and we've won several awards, including Festivals Ontario, and so we're very honored about that because Carassauga really is a great way to bring communities and cultures together.
Sure it is.
So what it is we have, again, what we call pavilions, and we have over 28 this year, representing over 70 countries.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
and it grows every year. So what happens is when someone walks into the pavilion, the goal is to have them feel like they're in that country.
Of course.
So they'll experience the sights and the sounds and the music and the entertainment and taste the food, and it's just phenomenal. I'm addicted to Carassauga.
Yeah, I can totally see why. So I understand that your slogan is travel the world in 3 days.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, that's a great way to travel it without really leaving anywhere and having no international passport per se, but just sort of going into your own backyard. And we're going to chat with you in a second, Stephanie. But I want to ask you a question. So the fact that many different sites within Mississauga are used, I guess that's all strategic. That just makes sense because you're getting to see a little bit of Mississauga at the same time as when you're getting to see different parts of the world.
And certainly that's certainly a part of it. At the end of the day, Carassauga is so huge that we need a facility big enough to house all the pavilions. And I'm not sure we have one.
Yeah.
So we have many in the Hershey Center, and we have many again throughout the city in community centers and churches and things like that. And all the pavilion locations are on the website.
Wonderful. That's amazing. We're going to chat more about that in a second.
Great.
So, Stephanie, welcome. Nice to have you here. Hi. So, Charity and Community Challenge. So, Carassauga's got this new community challenge this year.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So Carassauga's Charity and Community Challenge is actually something that had initially started last year, and Gabby had the pleasure of being a part of it.
Okay.
So this year we are launching it again, and we really are going out of our way to make sure it stands out for the 30th anniversary because we really want to focus on giving back as much as we can to the community and appreciating all the organizations that put in as much work as they do to give back to the environment and the community and help out where they can.
Yep.
So we're doing it this year again, and we actually have a goal of 50 charities and community groups to get on board to be a part of it, and we're at 40 as of now. So it's been a great process and everything.
So explain to our viewers what exactly it means. So you've got 40 charities right now. What is it that the charity needs to do? Like, what are they doing?
So what the Charity and Community Challenge is it's a fundraising platform that we created, and it comes from a more of a different perspective. So typically you have a walkathon or a bikeathon, which focuses on a physical activity. But after a lot of process of taking a look at the Amazing Race and the different methods of doing things, we do it from a more educational standpoint. So we want people to come in and participate by saying we're raising money to go to Carassauga to complete a challenge. And the challenge is actually that we set up a various number of trivia questions or activities that are completely based on the country they're walking into. So it kind of encourages them to get to know the country and want to know what's going on, whether it's the culture or what sort of food they have or what type of music they host. And by doing so, we give them a trivia question and allow them to walk around the pavilion and take a look and get their answer so that they can receive a stamp.
So the clues are right there.
Yeah.
So for example, if you're going into the China Pavilion,
Yeah.
you'd have questions along the lines of what is China's national animal or whatever it may be.
Yes.
And we all know it's the panda, right?
Did you see our questions?
No, I didn't actually.
you know?
No, I was at the zoo the other day and I know that. So okay, so they'd come back with panda, and then they would get a series of stamps that would allow them to understand and get more insight into the country.
Yes, and we actually build incentives for them with doing so. So we get them different prizes and stuff so that all the participants want to participate in more pavilions and accomplish more in the weekend is ideally what happens. So we do it with saying that if you can get a minimum of 5 stamps, then you're able to actually qualify to put your name into a ballot draw and win a series of prizes that we have enlisted. So we do give the incentive so that people can get involved, and these charities are just responsible to get a minimum of 10 participants who want to raise money for the organization's cause or the charity.
Okay.
And then they go and actually accomplish it by, instead of having a bike-a-thon at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday for an hour and a half, they can go at any point in the weekend to the festival, so it works in their favor, and they can go as many times as they'd like, and they have a passport and they can go to all the different countries and get involved with it.
Very neat. Yeah.
It's cool. Like, so this is an example of what our passport looks like.
Oh,
so
nice.
a passport is really the way that people can get into the pavilions.
Sure.
And in advance, it's only $10. And at the door, it's only $12 for the whole weekend. And kids 12 and under are free.
So let's break that down. That's $3.30, let's say, a day.
Per day, yeah.
And I know a lot of people who spend triple that
Right.
on one coffee
Right.
at a specialty place, and we won't name the place.
Right.
Right? I mean, really, if you think about it and put it into
Yeah.
context. And so what you're doing is you're actually experiencing the cultures. What about food and stuff? So there's food there with all the different pavilions as well?
Yeah, exactly. So when you walk into the country, they have food vendors that pertain to that country.
Okay.
So you can try their food, and some also have liquor, like even their cultural liquor,
Okay.
if people choose to purchase. For free, once you have the passport, you get to watch entertainment. There's back-to-back entertainment in all of the pavilions. And can I tell you, I've been with Carassauga as a volunteer.
Yeah.
This is going to date me, but for 16 years. Wow. Yeah, I started off in the phones in the office.
You young
and
one,
I love
you.
it. Yeah. But I'll tell you, I would sit in front of that stage just to watch the entertainment. Like, it's phenomenal to learn about the cultures and the costumes, and
I
it's
have to
amazing.
agree with you, because what it does is it just gives you such a kaleidoscope into how that individual lives their life and how they were sort of brought up in terms of a cultural aspect.
Yep.
You know, when you look at whether it's Brazil or China or India or wherever it may be, or Ireland, Greece, Poland, it's pretty amazing because you get to see a whole bunch of I guess, cultural upbringing. And the reality is that we've got to bring people together, and that's what you're doing in this, right? Now, tell me, the Charity and Community Challenge, is this the first year that it's happening?
No, this is the second year.
Okay.
However, last year was our launch year, and so it was a little bit more of a process that we did a little bit more last minute. But it was very successful last year, and it's why it came back this year. So this year we're going really big with it and making sure that we can really give back to the community again for the 30th anniversary. So we've launched it to have a goal of 50 charities and community groups to get up there.
Now, it's important to note, Sarb, that it's not just these groups that can participate. Anyone, you, your friends, your family, the viewers, anyone. So what happens is when you go on the Carassauga.com website, you can choose one of the organizations that you want to support. Underneath their logo, it'll say choose to register. And that's all you do. You just register. It takes less than 2 minutes. Then you can have your own personal website. And so you can send that website out to your friends and family and your networks through social media.
And encourage them to participate.
Exactly. And it encourages them to participate, but it also encourages them to sponsor you. So that those funds go to that charity or community group.
Nice.
Okay, which is great. And so it's a wonderful way for these organizations to raise funds. So we encourage viewers, there's many different types of organizations and causes that, you know, somehow may be close to your heart, whether it's a shelter or an illness and that kind of thing.
And these different charities resonate with different people for different reasons. Somebody in the family may be experiencing something, or they may have gone through a difficult time, and it just places a little bit more of an emphasis on their life at that specific point. So that's incredible. Now, how do we, and we're going to come back in another segment as well, and we're going to go to break shortly. So I just want to, I'm going to put out the phone number there one more time. 905-848-5483 is our number. If you've got a question for Gabby or Stephanie, give us a call. They'd love to hear from you. And we can chat a little bit more about Carassauga, and we'll be right back. So go grab that snack right about now. Now's a good time. We'll see you back in a couple minutes.
Cultural Immigrant and Community Services is a federally funded organization that provides free services to newcomers in the GTA. They train job seekers to help ensure their success in our community.
Most of them come here with bachelor's degrees, advanced degrees, masters, PhDs, and then once they come to Canada, they find it's a real struggle to get through the barriers of no experience and no references from employers in Canada.
Programs guide permanent residents to language classes, education, housing, healthcare, and family services.
I thought it was like one of the best things I did because it tells you exactly what you have to do, the very basic things of how to get dressed for an interview, how to carry your portfolio, just little things that do matter.
The main objective is to connect job hunters with employers, which is why Polycultural hosted a business networking, job, and community fair.
The overall goal is to enable qualified candidates to get a job, to enjoy life, and to have fun.
We place them into co-op placements 2 to 3 months on average, where they gain the experience, they feel more empowered, of course they get the references, and a lot of these companies towards the end of that placement in effect decide to hire them.
We have a diverse group of professionals that come in the door on an annual basis, especially from polycultural programs.
A lot of the companies that we have see us as a sort of time-saving and money-saving, cost-effective HR solution for their talent management.
Employers represent the community, financial, health, educational, outreach, and private sectors, meaning newcomers have plenty of opportunities to exercise their transferable skills.
I would recommend all newcomers to at least give this program a chance for their own benefit.
You can expect another job fair in March of 2016, but until then you can get involved with Polycultural Immigrant and Community Services by visiting polycultural.org. In Mississauga for Rogers TV, I'm Emily Johnson.
back. You're watching Cable 10 Live here on Rogers TV, and I'm your host, Sarah Brana. Thanks for tuning us in. We appreciate it very much. 905-848-5483 is our number. And if you've just joined us, I have in studio with me Gabby Mamone and Stephanie Eby, both from Carassauga, on your 30th anniversary. Congratulations on that. I applaud you because it's certainly not easy to have a community charity event. I'm not suggesting that it can't be done. It's obviously, you proved it, 30 years. It's wonderful. So hats off to you guys.
Thank you.
I know.
It's actually the volunteers in the pavilions make up this festival.
Absolutely.
Over 6,000 volunteers is what it takes to put this festival together.
That's a big number. Yeah, 6,000.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people actually, do you think people actually know that it takes that many people to put together an event? Like,
No.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I didn't know that until I got involved with it and realized the amount of work and how much commitment you got to be to get involved